be protected always. So then I didn't push it after that. So I feel like he's been, though we are, I feel like expression is very important. There reaches a point where you reach indifference and then amusement, and I'm in that stage right now.
Hi Karan, this is Gautam from the Hindu. Thank you for your time. I want to start off with asking, who's the one person you've tried to get on the show so far in 7 seasons, but still haven't been able to? Is there anyone of that sort?
Well, I did bring it up once with Rekha ma'am a couple of seasons ago. I was very keen to have her. But I feel like she has such an exotic, beautiful mystery about her. And I think that beauty and mystery has to be protected always. So then I didn't push it after that.
Okay. So, everyone has their favorite Coffee with Karan episodes. It's like our friends of sorts, right? People ask each other, what's your favorite from this that season? Yeah. And my favorite personally is, it's a little bit of a strange one when Amar came on season 6 and they put you through a rapid fire. Malaika came on and asked you rapid fire. Yes. And my favorite answer in that round is when she asks you, who's your actual best friend in the industry? And you say Aditya Chopra. Yeah. And it got me thinking about how you guys grew up together, your careers are so alike, but of course you guys are super different. Yeah. As individuals and personalities. Do you ever think you'll get him on the show?
No.
And
I think I'm not brave enough to even ask him.
Right.
So he has been my mentor, he's been my guru, he's been my grounding, my everything. He's been also my conscience in many ways. And I think he severely disapproves of many things I do. But I think that he still kind of endures it because of his immense love for me. Ever since I remember, he has been the biggest reason why I am in the movie industry today. I am eternally grateful to him for actually really pushing me and encouraging me. And yes, when I said that, I meant it, I mean it today, that in deep crisis and in the most, I would say, emotionally fragile moments of my life, I find myself calling him and like speaking to him and reaching out to him because he's always been such a solid voice of reason for me. And many times I find like my mother calls him and complains about me. So I feel like he's been, though we are a year apart, but I feel like in terms of my respect and love, like we are many, like decades apart. Like I think when I lost my dad in 2004, the two men that really I looked up to and have really been part of my nurturing and growing process has been Adi and Shahrukh. And I'm very grateful to have them in my life.
Super. With every passing episode, you get all these feedback, right? Good things, bad, ugly. Is there some kind of, active process you guys take to take that feedback and make it, and base the next episode on that? Or are you like, what, that comes and goes, we'll just do our thing, I'm just going to go with the flow?
So I don't know how much of the hate and the trolling is really about the show. It's really about the fact that there is such a show that exists and that has this abandon. So, I mean, of course I read all the feedback and I've always said it, the show is as good as the guest is. Yeah. If the guests are informed, the show will fly. If sometimes they're having a weaker moment or a duller moment, the show is going to suffer. So there's very little I can do. The only feedback that I can take is like, let's keep it tight. Let's not like meander conversationally. Those things I take as feedback points. But a lot of the hate sometimes is like entertaining because I'm like, they are like cursing it so much, but why are you watching it? And like, I read like threads, on Twitter, and I read columns and people have written like reels and reels and reels. And I'm like very, very, very moved and touched, and even if they're hating it, they've taken so much time to write such a long column of something they've hated so much. I'm like, that was a lot of time you took out of your life to write something about something you absolutely hated. So I mean, I feel like that hate has hidden love.
Okay. But in the last couple of episodes, you have come out in the beginning of the episode, and in these monologues where you addressed some of that trolling and criticism. Karan, why do you think you owe it to them, to be it to the haters or trolls like why do you need to justify who you are as a person anymore after all this time in the industry?
I feel I'm not even justifying it. I feel like I owe it to myself to talk about it. It's cathartic. I feel sometimes like if I just don't talk about it, people may think that I'm actually still affected by it or I'm still bothered by it. And I'd like to say that I'm okay about it. And I feel like expression is very important. Talking about even what bothers you or doesn't bother you is very critical. I feel like if you keep it all within and pretend that you're above it, I'm not above it. I mean, the hate has bothered me, the trolling can upset me, I'm human. But there reaches a point where you reach indifference and then amusement, and I'm in that stage right now. So the fact that I can talk about it, that means I'm lightly taking it, so it's fine.
Yeah, okay. one major change this season was getting the audience to vote in the rapid fire round, right? I actually miss when you decided, because that's when all the stars got upset or sulky, and Abhishek went, "I'll really do anything, Karan," and all that kind of stuff, right? Why was this move, decided, and was this a way to get more kind of fan interaction on the show?
No, because I genuinely believe sometimes when I'm the host and I'm watching two people in the rapid fire, sometimes I may not be able to have a third person perspective. I might not be able to. So I felt like maybe we should. And also, it was fun. There's an audience, there's some energy, and also what happens is you don't realize that because you haven't been on the set, but they're in a closed room. You can't see them, but you can hear them. They laugh sometimes, so it kind of you get a feeling. You get that kind of feedback also, which is entertaining. Plus, there's also that weighting percentage, who's won by how much. There's it's kind of worked very well this season, I think. I think we're going to stick to it.
Okay. A couple of quick questions about your filmmaking before we wind down. So, Rocky Rani is, of course, your 7th feature film as such, right? And you've spoken about this before when your dad did pass away, you had to take over Dharma, and that kind of put your creative process on a little bit of a backseat where you took over, the production company, and then you made it into this behemoth that it is today. Do you feel that if you maybe hadn't gone into production in such a big way, if you just made your films, if you hadn't become the Karan Johar we know today, you'd have been a happier filmmaker in that sense, worrying about only your films, not worrying about the marketing, the promotions, introducing newcomers or whatever, right? Just focus on and maybe work with other producers who will give you the liberty to do whatever you want. You didn't worry about the money and all that. Have you ever thought about that?
I mean,
I do all the time.
I mean, occasionally it crosses my mind, but the joy I get of working with so many directors, telling so many stories, working with so many incredible, talented people, I think I would have been miserable if I was just directing, because I think I'm cut out to doing 10 things at one time. Like, I think if you just leave me to just doing one thing, I might go mad. I like to kind of make my day like, I like to make a 24-hour day feel like 48 hours. And that's what actually I get my adrenaline from. Like, I get like multitasking is is what spinach is to Popeye, is what multitasking is to me. It's like, it's my mojo, it's what keeps me alive. So, I mean, the fact that I can work with so many directors, make so many films, have so many marketing meetings, launches, like discussions, strategies, that's what keeps me going. If I just directed a film every couple of years, I would be miserable.
You've also said this in the recent past that the events of the last couple of years, be it the pandemic or things said about you or the trolling or whatever, has made you a bit of an angry filmmaker. And you said this in one of these interviews recently, and that anger might reflect in one of my films soon. Maybe that's why you're making an action film next. I don't know, right? So, do you actually feel that will reflect into a script sometimes? Put out that?
So Shah Rukh once told me many moons ago, he says, you'll make a great action film. And I'm like, I don't know anything about action. And how can you say that? I've made the most emotionally charged, family full of love films with you. He says, no, you have a lot of hidden anger. And maybe I do. Because, I'm not an angry person. But I think maybe all the anger, I think all of us have a quota of emotions, love, fear, anger. So I think mera quota expire hua nahi hai. I've not been able to expend that quota of anger. So maybe, we always live vicariously through our films. So maybe that angry film is actually going to happen with all the pent-up anger that I haven't expressed as yet.
Liger is one of your first big forays into the southern industry, right? With of course, Vijay Deverakonda. Can we see you getting more involved with southern movie stars? And
well, I already have. If you notice, I began my journey with Bahubali.
Of course.
1 and 2. I presented 2.0, Shankar's 2.0. Presented Ghazi Attack. So I've had my fair share with the southern industry, who have a tremendous regard for and admiration for. Liger is like a bona fide co-production along with Puri Connects with Puri Sir and Charmi and with Vijay, who I absolutely love. I think he's going to really blast the screen. It's a full-on masala entertainer with Vijay at the helm of it, being a bona fide movie star, like literally owning that space. And I think it's going to be a fun ride for everyone.
And finally, the whole pan-India debate is still going on, and you have someone who's commented on it actively, right? Is there a germ of an idea here, Karan? Do you have? You've said this. You want to make that one masterpiece film, which will be in the archives of cinema, and with the way things are going, it needs to be like a film connecting across audiences, across languages. Is there a germ of an idea you have? Do you think it'll be a romance, or do you think it'll be something else?
I don't know, but I know when it'll come to me, it'll come to me. Right now, it hasn't come to me. I don't think that you can plan a masterpiece. I don't think you can plan like a film that can go down in the archives of Indian cinema. I don't think the team of Lagan planned it. I don't think
Yeah,
the
yeah.
team of Sholay planned it. I think they just did their best. They had a story, they believed in and told it, and it happened. So when I say I haven't made that one film that I believe should be in the archives, I truly mean it from the bottom of my heart. I haven't made that film. Am I capable of making it? Yes, I think I am. Have I thought of it as yet? No. Will I in the future? I hope so. But right now, there is no such idea in mind. And I hope that I can never say that, oh, this is a masterpiece idea, because that's the end of it.
Yeah.
It's never going to be one then. The moment you plan a masterpiece, you make the biggest disaster.
And finally, Karan, you love movies so much that your life is the movie itself. Right?
Yes.
That's what everybody says. Do you think you would like to have had it any other way? Or are there any regrets in life at all with who you've been, who you've become, and who you will be tomorrow?
No, I think I'm blessed, because where else can you sing, dance, laugh and cry and still be at work? I mean, like, I have the best job in the world.
Yeah, so you're very okay. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Gautam.
much for
Thank you so much.
Thank you for chatting with me. Amazing. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Big honor. Thank you so much.